Hello everyone, this is Josh with TFirearms, and today we are going to be talking about castle nut staking, what it is, why it's important, and how we like to do it. Initially, when I started this business, we had a local that was something of a shade tree gunsmith, and he touched a lot of people's guns in the area. So when we got started, we built out a lot of AR-15s. It was just something that was and continues to be a very popular service we offer. And when I started doing it, I staked everything because I feel it's an important part of a quality AR-15 build. However, I started having customers complaining that I had ruined their guns or I'd messed it up because this shade tree gunsmith was adamantly against castle nut staking. And he believed it ruined the firearm, it made it unable to be customized in the future, and it was just stupid and a waste of time. So I spent a lot of time, and I've probably made this video about 4 different times now, just so I could explain to people that I wasn't ruining their guns and why it was important. But ultimately, I had to start offering castle nut staking as an optional service and giving my local customers a choice on it. My online customers, you guys get what you get, which is a staked castle nut, because that's the way it should be. And we'll get into all of that. It doesn't ruin your firearm. It's not going to permanently alter it. It can be easily reversed if you know what you're doing and you have the right tools. And that's what this video is about. Like I said, I made this video over 4 times now. And it seems like every time I would think I didn't need it anymore, I'd delete it off my phone or I'd lose it, I'd get more customers asking about it. And that's kind of what led to the creation of this channel, because I wanted to have one location where I could post all of the information that I feel is essential to firearms ownership so that our customers will be able to easily index it and find it all. So with all that being said, let's get to my hands and check out the video. And we're back. So I like to use 2 sizes of punches, a tiny one and a large one. My large one I use for my final displacement of material, and my smaller one I use as a center punch. So this just gets my initial mark put in here, which these Magpul end plates I know are made of hard material. So I always want to have a really good center punch in here. And I just go ahead and put it a little off center towards the back. I found, especially with these hard ones, it's easier to displace the material if your punch isn't center on the end plate. That's where a lot of people mess up, is they'll get a good dimple going, but they won't actually be able to displace enough material to get into the notch because they did it too far in on the end plate. So you want it to be slightly off center. And as you can see, it's this is a difficult process, but here we've got good displacement of material. We've filled the notch up, and I picked this one. This is actually a customer's gun. And the reason why I picked it is because it gives us the unique opportunity to stake in 3 places. Generally speaking, you're only going to get 2 notches filled, and that's perfectly fine. You always want to try to get at least 2. One's good. Every once in a while you'll get it where you can't, but definitely get 2 if you can. And the reason for that is you just have, it's redundancy. It gives you the extra opportunity to be able to get that mechanical lock on there. And that's the whole purpose of castle nut staking, is we're creating a mechanical lock between our end plate and our castle nut that is going to provide extra durability to the firearm and prevent that castle nut from walking off the gun. Now, people will suggest using Loctite or over torquing the castle nut to get it on there. Those often can lead to damage to the firearm and become very difficult to remove. For this final stake, I'm going to switch the camera around and show you how to do these top ones, because it's a little different, and I've got a good technique for doing it that works really well. I use the edge of a sturdy bench to stake my top stakes, and you just lean it over like this, you get good support, and you just stake it like the other ones. Now this is one of my personal guns. It's one we built out here at the shop, and it's staked properly. So we're going to use it to demo how to remove castle nut staking. This one, as you can see, is a machine gun, so it's got a fairly heavy round count on it. And the staking is obviously held up, and it's quality staking. So I want to show you how easy it is to still be able to remove this staking even when it's done properly. And you'll have to bear with me here. I'm trying not to knock the ladder that I've got my camera set up on. This was actually a weird camera angle to try to get. So I like to kind of rock it back and forth and then just pop it off. And that allows the castle nut to kind of just push the material back into the end plate without damaging anything. Castle nuts should be torqued to 40 foot-pounds, as over torquing will throw this out of alignment,
cause your buttstock to skew due to the slop that's naturally in these buffer tubes. Staking lets you avoid over-torquing. Restaking is extremely simple compared to doing your initial stakes because you don't even need a torque wrench, you just line everything back up, although it is good to check it with a torque wrench. And since the metal's already mostly displaced and we didn't damage anything, we're just using our punch to go ahead and scooch it back to where it was in those little divots. And again, using your corner edge of your table, I've found is kind of the easiest way to do it. As long as it's soft wood, it's not going to damage the finish or anything, and it's still going to provide enough rigidity for these stakes to go back in. And here's a close-up of our finished stake job. As you can see, we just displaced the metal back into the divots like we're supposed to, and it's all good to go.
And that concludes our video. As you can see, staking your castle nut is not irreversible. You buy a $10 part and you can basically restart the entire process, or you can just continue to reuse yours. It's not a huge deal, and it's not going to permanently affect anything one way or the other. It's a necessary part of a good AR-15 build. And anytime I get firearms in at the shop that are AR-15s that are needing work or something's not working right, the first thing I check is if the castle nut's staked, because I can tell right away if it's not staked, it was probably done by either an amateur or a poor quality manufacturer, which there are a lot of manufacturers out there that make lower quality AR-15s that are known to have issues and they do not stake their castle nuts. There are also manufacturers out there that used to have issues with this and have changed because of online bullying, which is awesome. Palmetto State's one of them. Generally speaking, all of theirs are staked now, which is outstanding, and it's one of the reasons why they're slowly becoming one of the top brands in the industry, is because they're able to offer affordable products that are manufactured increasingly well. Sorry about that. As always, we appreciate your support. I hope you found this video to be informative. Go ahead, hit us up down in the comments below. Let us know what other information you would like us to talk about, and we'll continue to try to keep pushing out content that you guys like. So once again, thanks for all the support. The likes and the shares and all that stuff to help us get our name out there is greatly appreciated, because it helps us in our fight against the algorithms that are increasingly anti-2A. So you guys are awesome. Keep being awesome, and we'll see you all next week. Thanks.